this YouTube live on my phone to see how it will work in Colombia. Of course, we're going to Colombia-Peru thanks to Absolute Sport. Thank you for hosting me over there in Colombia. They do have a Colombia-specific office as well, Absolute Sport Colombia. En case si ustedes hablan en español y pues son, digamos, pues viven en Colombia, son colombianos y pues quieren digamos, paquetes para ir a Colombia, para ver la Sele allá en Colombia o para disfrutar cualquier otro torneo de fútbol allá en Sudamérica, pues Absolute Sport también tiene oficina en Colombia, pues ustedes me pueden mandar un mensaje y yo los puedo conectar directamente con esa oficina. For those of you that speak English, of course, who want to probably connect with the Absolute Sport office here in the United States, as they're pretty much, getting us ready for next summer, I thought the game was right now. It was about to turn on my TV. No. The game's not on right now. It's on Friday, folks. It's on Friday. So I'm just getting ready now. Like I said, I'm testing out the equipment. Okay. Probably gonna take my phone stand. It looks like it's doing okay. I'm gonna see how it looks like once this live gets published. So this is more of a test. But happy to talk about any other topics. Going to chop up a watermelon right here as we talk. My wife absolutely loves watermelon a lot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut up some watermelon, so in that way she has a nice little snack as I will be away at least for a couple of days until we meet up again for our trip to Monterrey, which is also with World Cup related in that respect as well. So just testing this out. Happy to talk about other things, but I don't have like a real actual topic or anything to say because, of course, as you can see, I'm not really able to share an image, or at least I guess I could share an image. I think I could do a green screen. Is that what I can do? Yeah, I could do a green screen. Okay, so I could do a green screen. The watermelon looks good. Seed or seedless? It's a seedless one. I've been trying to look up to see make sure it's the right type, right? That's supposed to be sweet. So apparently with a yellow spot, it's supposed to be sweet. So we'll see if that's the case. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if that's the case. If my wife likes the watermelon, at least the one that I bought here. But yeah, so don't forget the mac. Yeah, right. No, ¿pa qué me va a poner hey gordo? No. Nah, absolutely not, fam. Absolutely not. Loving the jokes though. But yeah, folks, look. What can I say? Obviously it's a great opportunity. Well, I basically sliced one at the bottom and then it stands, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So at least that's how I saw it in several other YouTube videos. Let me take a quick bite of this. Oh, it feels good. Okay, glad that's the case. All right, so testing out the live here because I'm not gonna take my laptop to Colombia because I am concerned about re-entering to the United States. And I don't want them bums to take my laptop, install whatever software that they would install on the computer, and then I'm having to basically dump the computer because I'm not interested in having that spyware there. So I'm not gonna be taking my laptop. I'm just gonna be taking my phone. It also just helps reduce the bulk that I'm taking right with me. And so yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm traveling light. I'm not traveling with a big laptop. And then we just go from there, right? Let's see. What else can I do here with this live? So I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do with this live. Okay, I can start a poll. I can start Q&A. Cool. So it's somewhat similar to TikTok, but probably TikTok has a little bit more features, I would say, than YouTube Live. Okay, well, at least on the phone, right? Oh, sorry. Not, cutting a watermelon, folks. Don't report the video. But yeah, what questions do you folks have? Can you get a shout out? Well, all right, Huntington. What's the question? Happy to give you a shout out if you ask a question, I guess. But yeah, what questions do you folks have? I mean, I know right now at least I got my passport ready. I gotta put in my passport info into the reservation. So I gotta go ahead and do that. I have my currency ready to go. That's okay. I need to pack my bag. That's what I need to do. Is actually pack my bag. I gotta get a haircut too, just to at least feel fresh for the game because it's gonna be hot. I think it's gonna be in the 90s if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's kind of part of the reason why I put the game at 3:30. You know. Yes, I'm in the U.S. I live in the U.S., folks. But I will be going. I will be in Barranquilla from Thursday afternoon. Obviously, I'll be there at the game on Friday with my friend. So he'll be touching down later on Thursday, and then leave first thing Saturday because we both got other things to do. I gotta head off to Monterrey. So yeah, the best Colombian dish. Um, hmm. You know, I always grew up just kind of doing like the panaderia goods. So I'm always gonna be pan de yuca, not pan de yuca, excuse me, pan de bono. I'm always fan of buñuelos. But like a dish, man. If it's not, I don't know about the bandeja paisa. Like now, I think it's too heavy of a dish. But I think un pargo frito with arroz con coco is really, really solid. My wife really loved it when we were in Cartagena a couple years ago. Oh man, she was like, "Oh my god, I didn't know y'all had like arroz con coco like that." So yeah, a good fried fish, man, always hits the spot. Always hits the spot. Actually, I'm actually more interested in having that. I know Barranquilla has a large Arab population. You know, a lot of Lebanese, Syrians, and whatnot. So I might be interested in getting some of that, Colombia Arab food. Pero sabes, velata, I'd rather get a fried fish, man. Un pescado frito ahí. Sounds good to me, man. Sounds good to me. Best Colombian player of all time. I mean, jeez, that's a tough one because I know obviously James is in the minds of a lot of people, and rightfully so. I would still have to pick it Pibe Valderrama, man. I mean, Pibe was just one of a kind, man. It's just your classic number 10 talisman. With the hairdo to match. I mean, just yeah, he was just classic. I think it's just as classic as you can get. And he was him and Fred Rincon and Asprilla. I mean, Asprilla was dope as hell too, but a little bit of a wildcat. But Asprilla was fantastic as a striker as well. So, funny enough, I became like a Newcastle United fan. But I know he played what in Parma, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But yeah, man, I still gotta go with Pibe, man. Pibe was just like the creative engine that I remember from a long time back, and no, it's just always just a great the player that I grew up watching, basically. So yeah, so the player that I grew up watching was him. So yeah. Other questions, folks. I mean, this is gonna be more of a short live, and also just like I said, I'm testing out the phone to make sure that everything works. Cutting up a watermelon for my wife here, so that way when I leave, she has a snack. So just trying to be a good husband, you know. Don't coach till later today, so pretty much just handling emails, handling business in the meantime, making sure the house is in order for there. Cuadrado is still playing? No, I don't think he's playing, or if he, I'm actually not sure if he's playing. I don't think he was. I don't know if he's retired, but he might be in a smaller team. I just don't know what team exactly. But Cuadrado was a beast for sure. Cuadrado was a beast. I mean, like that guy just had the energy to play down on the right wing mostly. But I mean, he was great, man. He was great. You know, the one player that I like that like not a lot of people talk about all the time, Pablo Armero. You know, Pablo Armero, great defender. And he just had the dance moves, man. He had the dance moves. I remember when he scored that goal in the 2014 World Cup, I think it was against Greece, that we scored early on in that game. And he just kind of had everybody just kind of do a whole dance. That was always a lot of fun to see Pablo Armero play. I'm not a defender myself. I typically would not play left back or right back. I don't think I have the speed for that. But, oh, man, it was always dope to see Armero play. It was always dope. It reminded me a lot of Daniel Munoz. A lot. But yeah, he was always such a great play. He had a great FIFA card too, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, these pieces are too small. Shoot. Eek. Okay, these pieces are way too small. Okay. I can't chop these up too small like this. Yeah, because he's, yeah, it's too small. It's too small. All right, gotta cut these a little bit better. But yeah, so heading out Thursday morning. Okay, I will be flying. To Barranquilla with a layover in Miami. Not much of a layover, if I'm not mistaken. There's not much of a layover in Miami. So he plays for Atalanta. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. I know he hadn't fully retired from football, but I just didn't remember exactly where he was playing exactly. So yeah, but yeah. So Thursday's flight plan is pretty straightforward. DC to Miami. Quick layover. It's not even like there's like a lot of time in it. Quick layover in Miami, and then fly out to Barranquilla, and then get there in the afternoon. What is this? Yeah, get there in the afternoon and just take it from there, man. Just we'll enjoy the day. I'll see how much if let me see if I do some tourism or not. Probably definitely like probably before 7 o'clock. I don't know when time the sun goes down. But I'll probably also be tired because I gotta take my flight out of here very early in the morning. So that's also the other thing. Early flights. So I might be pretty tired, but we'll see how much of Barranquilla I get to see. I mean, this is such a quick trip. Maybe I'll do some sightseeing before the game, right on Friday, and then we'll go from there. Richard Rios going to Europe soon. I don't know, but I mean, I think he's a solid player. I know he's had a bit of a dip in form recently, with the national team. Pero, I mean, mira, like I've told a lot of people, what did you expect? Colombia had a 24-game winning streak, which is unprecedented. When national teams go on that heater of a run, then you're going to hit a period of time right afterwards where, your form ain't necessarily the best, right? So, cuando Colombia perdió esos 3 partidos seguidos, como que pues sí nos dolió porque estuvimos haciendo tan bien, pero como que no me sorprende tampoco. Because it's like, of course we're going to start losing these games, we were winning 24 straight. We lose to Argentina in the final in extra time. We were going to have a bit of a come back down to earth type of situation. So, I'm not going to be one of the Colombian fans that's stressing the fuck out, anything like that. Oh my God, esta serie siempre falla. Tranquilos. Right now, Colombia has the best situation in hand, right? All they got to do is beat Bolivia, beat Peru at home. Literally, that's all they got to do. The next 4 games, all they got to do is pick up a win versus Peru and Bolivia at home. If you would have asked the coach, hey, to qualify for the World Cup, the last 2 things you have to do before qualifying is beat Peru and Bolivia at home, and they're the 8th and 9th place teams, bro, you take it. Obviamente Colombia tiene que hacer su parte, jugar el partido bien y ganar los 2 partidos, no dejarse empatar y ya, o perder, obviamente, ¿no? Eso es lo obvio. Pero, no, pues o sea, ya, el equipo está bien para ganar. El de Perú este viernes, y si honestamente, para ser honestos, también es capaz de ganarle en Argentina. This team is built to win these types of games. I mean, we nearly had the draw in Brazil. We should have had that draw in Brazil. Okay? We should have had the draw in Brazil. We should have had the win versus Paraguay. Right? This team does have the capacity to come up with these types of results in a way that that's why I'm not too concerned, about, Colombia's form right now. It's a dip, but it's kind of of course you expect a dip when it's again, when your team has gone 24 straight games unbeaten, of course you're going to have that dip in form. When is the World Cup draw? So they have not announced the exact date just yet, but they have said that it's going to be around the first week of December. So let's take a look at that weekend. I would say the first weekend of December is when I would say that's when you should expect the World Cup draw. Only thing I would be worried about is Bolivia still believes they have a good chance of making playoffs, so they won't be a pushover. No, they won't be a pushover. No, para nada, no. Yo creo que ese partido de Bolivia-Venezuela va a decidir todo, ¿no? Si Bolivia y Venezuela, nos conviene muchísimo si Bolivia y Venezuela empatan, ¿no? Because then that kind of creates a situation where if Colombia could just win both games, right? Porque Perú ya como que está para afuera. Ya no creo que Perú ya tenga mucho para jugar ya en este punto. Except being put spoilers, right? If Colombia could just get the 2 wins and just kind of get it done and over with, great, right? Y ya con ese partido de Bolivia ya uno se calma un poco. Pero es que también, Bolivia they've only had one road game, one road win this entire eliminatoria, right, against Chile. So it's not like Bolivia comes up with the results that they need either to make their life, their World Cup campaign any easier for themselves. So it's also a situation where, like, okay, sí, entiendo, Bolivia no es tampoco un equipito ahí que no sabe cómo jugar. No, pues ellos saben jugar, and obviously at home they're like freaking Thanos at that home stadium. Whereas, away from that stadium, they're not, right. They're not Thanos. But I just don't see Bolivia being able to hold up in the weather conditions the same way that Colombia wasn't able to hold up in Bolivia, right? Because remember, Bolivia went down to 10 men y Colombia no pudo con los 10 hombres de Bolivia. Si no estoy equivocado, así fue el partido, ¿no? Colombia no pudo contra 10 hombres de Bolivia en la altura. Entonces eso es lo que es. Yo no creo que Bolivia tendrá la misma capacidad de jugar su fútbol en el calor de Barranquilla. Es que yo no lo creo. Por eso precisamente este partido lo pusieron a las 3:30 contra Perú. O sea, es Colombia decir, no joda. Vamos a sudar a Perú y ganar ese partido. Es que no hay que jugar más con esto. I think the same questions could be asked about the Bolivian Federation. If they don't make it to this World Cup, why didn't they play those first 3 home games in El Alto? I think we can really ask some serious questions about the Bolivian Federation and not playing in El Alto, because it clearly makes a difference. Clearly makes a difference. I mean, hell, that last game versus Brazil might help them get into the repechaje. But at least you don't say, oh, that's an automatic dub for Brazil, because it's a freaking El Alto. Like that is not necessarily an easy place to play at all. And then you're gonna have, Bolivia probably fighting for their lives to make it to the World Cup at that point. So, yeah, I do think that's going to be a very interesting run-in, right? Argentina ya clasificó, as we said yesterday. Ya clasificó Argentina. Ya Argentina ya como que está tranquilo. But really, it's through 2 through 8 that we're really looking at. Pero yo no creo que Colombia falla a clasificar. Yeah, I can see Brazil still struggling to these first games with Carlo in charge. Yeah, that too, right? Again, I think that this whole Brazil thing, so if we switch gears to Brazil, was getting Ancelotti critical for their success. Yes, I do believe so. Ancelotti's world class. I mean, the program, right? The Brazilian program needed a reboot of this kind, right? And hopefully, I'm not making too much noise here with the dishes, but. No, Brazil needed a reboot of this kind with Ancelotti in charge. That's totally agreed with you there, right? They needed that retool. Pero todavía a Brasil le falta medio campo. They don't have a midfield that's really that clutch. That it doesn't scare people. Their attack, yeah, it's good. It's a very solid attack. I mean, Vini, Rafinha, and Rodrigo, yeah, that's a. It's not like a pure striker attack situation, but their wingers are intense, right? I think Endrick, they sent him to Real Madrid way too early, bro. Like, go play a couple years in the Brazilian league, man. Like, what are you doing over in Real Madrid, bro? You're 18, man. Like, I get it. Like, you might be good, but you're obviously not as good as Yamal, right? I mean, like you're not even getting playing time over there. So, like, bro, you should have just continued development in Brazil. Like, I really do believe that a lot of these Brazilian players are going to Europe way too early, and Brazil's losing their identity, their soccer identity in that way. If I was the federation, I would be saying, look, none of y'all get to go to Europe until you're like 20. Okay? Play all the football in Brazil and don't get Europeanized in that way. It's a really weird thing with Brazilian football, because Brazil, this World Cup campaign has shown they are total mortals. Like, they have not played well in estas eliminatorias. And they're not scary anymore. I mean, like, Colombia should have not lost that game against Brazil if it wasn't for that Vini. I think it was Vini that scored the last second goal that hit off the head of one of our defenders. I think it was of Lucumi or Arias. I forgot who it was. Like, Colombia should have had that game. Hands down. Colombia should have had that game. Should have had that draw. Pero sí, Brasil no susta como antes. And I really do think it's because of the way that they handle the young players They don't tell him to stay in the Brazilian league. They don't tell him to like develop at least a bit and then go from there. So, but no, Ancelotti. But I agree. Ancelotti, that was the first kind of big step to try to get this program back into shape. Was to get Ancelotti hired as coach, and hopefully that jumpstarts Brazil's efforts for next summer. They should qualify with no problems moving forward now. I do not see them missing out now, unless they stumble and lose all 4 games. But I don't see that happening now. That Brasil ya está para el próximo mundial. Like just as with Colombia, I think the top 6 qualify regardless. I don't think Venezuela is gonna have it, or Bolivia is gonna have enough in the tank to pass Colombia. I don't think they'll have enough in the tank for that. Pero que sí, que Brasil llega al mundial. Brasil pasó el susto. Lo navegó y ya y se van para el mundial. Jeez, I hate whenever it has washing incidents here. So yeah, preguntas, mi gente. Other questions. I'm about to finish up my chores here. I'm gonna go see how the live looks once I publish this, but this was not intended to be anything too long, but happy to answer any additional questions right now. Again, thank you to Absolute Sport Colombia for hosting me, for this Friday's game to go see Colombia-Peru. Depending on the results, they might be having a package ready for what is this for Colombia? What is this for Colombia-Bolivia? So that's gonna be an interesting game. If Colombia's gonna have to play that game, and that will be the one that qualifies us for the World Cup, that would be very interesting to see. So yeah, we might have to take it down to the wire, unfortunately. But look how even it's been para las eliminatorias. It's been super even, right? Like 2 through 6. They're separated by 3 points. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I don't think we've seen una campaña eliminatoria that close to one another. I don't think we've seen it in a long time. That it's that close, that 2 through 6 separated by 3 points. If it was the old style qualifiers, Colombia would be out right now, which is crazy. That's crazy, man. Colombia would be out. So yeah, man. Glad that's not the case. Glad that 6th spot comes in nice and handy, and then you have the drop off 7, 8, and then 9, 10. So really, that's really how it's set up in CONMEBOL. But yeah, other questions, folks. Other questions. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna take too long here. Doing this live. Okay, I'm just seeing the back channel, how it looks like and everything. Again, if you don't mind clicking on the like here on the live, just to like kind of give it a little boost there. I will be going live once I get myself settled in Barranquilla on Thursday. I'm gonna go live in the afternoon, Thursday afternoon, just to talk more about the results, right? Because I mean, we might do Thursday night. We might even do Thursday afternoon or Thursday night, actually. Because what time are the games? Because I think I'd like to probably talk about the results first. Although none of those results, none of those games on Thursday really matter for us, to be completely honest. They really don't. Paraguay, Uruguay, Ecuador, Brazil, Chile, Argentina. These are all teams that are pretty much ahead of Colombia. They don't really matter in terms of like what's the minimum number of points needed. The marquee games are Colombia-Peru on Friday, 4:30 Eastern time, 3:30 local time. Y luego el de Venezuela-Bolivia at 6 o'clock 6 o'clock Eastern time. So as Colombia is finishing their game, Venezuela-Bolivia is just starting theirs. That's the game that everyone's going to be tuning in afterwards. Hopefully Colombia takes care of business contra Peru. And then you're looking at Venezuela-Bolivia, like what is going to be the result there. Obviamente le conviene muchísimo si Venezuela y Bolivia empaten. If Venezuela-Bolivia draw, it really helps Colombia, because then if they take care of business versus Peru, then they have to win at Argentina to clinch their qualification. If does not happen, then it would have to happen the next match day window versus Bolivia at home, which honestly, like I said, you take that any time of the day. So that's that. All right, folks. So this is how I'm gonna be transmitting from Colombia on Thursday. in this format. I hope it's not too different or it's not too weird for your liking. But I hope it works out all well in Colombia. Yeah. It's getting there. 48 less than 48 hours. We're in the air, folks. Less than 48 hours. We're in the air. Let me go ahead and wrap up here. End this live. And I got some other chores to do. I gotta pack up. I gotta start figuring out what I'm gonna pack, not only for Colombia but to Monterrey, because I have that trip turn around as well. So I gotta start figuring out all the things now. So final questions before I end today. Final questions? No? All right, cool. All right then. I'll see y'all Thursday desde Barranquilla. Voy a estar en